Good evening, Yarny friends. Um, you have found, oh my, that's my cat. What you doing, Fuzz? This is this new thing to sit on the back of my chair, especially when I'm working. But then that means I can't move because if I start to swivel the chair, he's like, he gets startled and jumps up and gets all, I don't know. He holds me hostage here because he'll sleep back there. Anyway, um, my name is Suri, and you have found Talk Yarny to Me. We're gonna talk about, we're not gonna talk about a lot of yarn actually. What we are gonna talk about is my Christmas projects, because today is the 20th. So 5 days till Christmas. I showed you guys the two projects that I'm making for Christmas, one for my aunt, one for my uncle, and I'm just gonna catch you up on where we're at. So I told you last time we talked that I was hoping to get my uncle's present, which is a blanket, finished last week, which I did. I think I got it, the work done on it, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I got all the ends sewn in, which was a lot. I realized how much I do not always enjoy projects where I don't like cutting and joining a new yarn like every row, every couple rows, and I definitely don't like sewing in all those ends. The effect obviously is worth the effort, but it's the least fun thing for me. So I'm gonna show you that because I got it. Yeah, I got it all done, I think Saturday. And then I waited to wash it because this yarn collects a lot. It hangs on to everything. Here, I'm gonna show it to you. As I'm working on it, like my cat back here, Fuzz, he's like my biggest fan. And so he loves sleeping on my crochet projects. And so as I'm working on it, just between him like sneaking into my lap and trying to sleep on it, just his hair everywhere and everything, like it just picked up a lot of stuff. And so I said, I'm gonna wait as long as I can to wash it and then put it directly in a bag or whatever I'm gonna give it to him in. And that way hopefully keep it kind of clean. But anyway, this is it right here. It is a rectangular, I didn't measure it, the finished product, but it's probably like, ooh, 5.5 feet to maybe 4.5, maybe even 5 feet to 6 feet. It's hard to say, but it's a rectangular block stitch pattern. I changed colors every row. This is the center of it. Here it is. I guess I can't, even if I stand up, I don't think I'll give you guys a good, you'll be able to get like a good gauge, because I don't think I can get far enough back to give you like a really good gauge of the size. It's a good size though. Like he'll definitely, my uncle is not super tall. He's not very tall. Like it's not a bedspread blanket, but it's definitely a good, like it's like slightly bigger than a throw size. I'll actually show you guys a picture of it. I'll put a picture right here in a minute of it on my bed, and it's pretty good size compared to my king size bed. But yeah, it'll be good for lounging around the couch, that's probably it. That's all we need, or his chair, I don't know, or just kind of sitting up in bed. But I don't think he'd be able to like stretch out and cover with it. This was using Premier Serenity Chunky in 3 colors. Raven, which was the black, Crochet, which is the maroon, and do I have the other one here? What are you? And the gray is Cloud, maybe? Smoke. The only thing I would do different, and I mentioned this the last time, is there's a white color, there's several colors, but available at Walmart where I got this, they usually also have white, and I would put that, intersperse that. So with the block stitch, you have your clusters, and then you have your little divots here. I would make all the little divot rows white. So you just alternate those 2 rows. Just, I don't know, to kind of gather it all together, I feel like. Because this is a little bit, what's the word? I don't know. I like it though. And then I just went until I was done. So once I knew that I couldn't get around another row of the clusters, I just, then I did single crochet border. So I just went with all the black till it was done, all the red till it was done, and then the gray until I couldn't go around anymore. So I had a little bit of gray left, but not enough for anything, so I just tossed it. But like, I didn't color control the border rows. Like, so you can see I just changed colors wherever I ran out. So that's it. So that's this one. Done, washed, very soft. I would not use this again, especially not for a project this big, because you can see how fuzzy it is already. And this was like just before I even washed it. This is just from like working on this for a few weeks. Like, it just doesn't handle being handled well, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's just, I can just see this like eventually very quickly turning into kind of like a very pilly, straggly looking thing, which is fine for home use and stuff. It's also very heavy. This is 6 balls, 2 balls of each color. It's quite heavy, which is fine as well. I don't know. I like a much tighter, like just all this loose, I don't, you know, for something like this, not for everything, but for something like a blanket, I definitely like a much tighter fabric, less of a halo. I know tight's probably not the right word, but less of a halo. But the thing is, it's not a halo that's like, it's staying put. Like, I don't have to worry about this fibers, like the fibers coming loose. So I don't worry about that. Like, I've worked with other stuff where like the fibers ended up all over me, and like, you know, this is fine. I just can see this like with use just pilling very quickly, or yeah, but it is what it is. I think it's very pretty though. I can't think of what I would do that would be smaller. I don't know what I would use that yarn for. Because I feel like I have the same issue with like a scarf. I mean, maybe it's a stitch too. I bet like with a, yeah, I mean, no, it's still a lot of fibers. Even like on the border part, the single crochet border even still has a lot of fibers. So it's hard to say. But anyway, I like it. And I'm not saying I don't like it. It's just definitely not my favorite yarn I ever worked with. But it's not my least favorite either. So, okay, so that one's done. So that leaves me 4 days, because I got to deliver these on Christmas Eve to finish this beauty right here. Let me show you the correct side. This is the second project. I will back up a little for this, which is a shawl for my aunt. This is made with Hirschner's mill ends, a cotton self-striping mill ends, which I believe from people in the know, they surmise that this is likely yarn art yarn. I'm not, like, I've never bought it. I've never even like really looked at yarn art, so I can't say. But so many places have this. Hobie has this. I got like the cotton cakes from Hobie. I'm so close. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, that's my, I put you on my keyboard, and so it turned the computer on. Like, it woke my computer up, and now my work calendar is pinging at me for stuff. Who knows? But anyway, yeah. Hobie has one similar to this, which I have. I've not used it yet. Who else has this? Yarn Art, of course, has this. I think, what's the other one? Hobie has one like this. Ice, I don't know if Ice has it. But I've only bought these, and I've bought Hobie's. Hobie's are bigger. Even like, no, actually, well, they have the big cakes. I think the ones I have are a little bit bigger than these, because these are millins. These are a little bit smaller than even the Yarn Art, which they probably come from. But anyway, I have really enjoyed working with this yarn. I said the last time, like, that this pattern is probably not my favorite. I don't mind it. And it looks good, like, in the big picture, but just like the little clusters of, this one's not good, let me show it here, bobbles and stuff, not my favorite. It's not ugly or anything, but I don't know. I personally would probably like a much smoother fabric, but the drape is beautiful. The colors are working out beautifully. It goes from this white, you can see here. Make sure it's not for me. Okay. All right. It's my groups. I'm technically on vacation starting today, which was great. So needed it. I've been so stressed. So started with this white, which doesn't, you can't really see how white it is with my lighting. And then it goes to like this gray, into like this silver, to this light blue, and then more blue, 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 blue. And now we're into like a navy, like a very deep navy. The only part of the color change that I'm not a fan of is going from like this, let me hold this better. Going from this lighter blue here to the navy. Because like you can see, like these ones here, because it's less of a contrast, it looks more natural, like the fade. Whereas like you can see very clearly that this is just like string, like threads of different color yarn that increase. And then like as it goes from the different, so I mean, it's just because there's so much of a contrast here. I mean, I know that's the nature of how this yarn operates. Like it goes from that color to like one string of the new color, and then two threads of the new color, until you're like completely in the new color. I know that's just the nature of how it works. Just this part here, I think looks like forced, I guess, and a little messy. But other than that, I like the way the colors are working out. I only got a little bit more of this to go. I think I have like one more color transition. So right now I'm kind of in this navy to deeper navy, and then it's gonna go here to like this very deep navy with like, is that gray? Yeah, like a gray. So, yeah. So I think that's the last, so I'll have like one more color transition to go. That's not yet at my arm span. It may, ooh, I don't know if it's gonna get to my arm span. Like it's kind of there. Okay, let me see if I back up. Okay, so here we are. It's pretty, I guess I'm gonna stand up. So it's, right now it's a very small shawl. It's not bad, but it's not bad. I feel like I could stop here and I'd be okay. Especially my aunt is just a little bit smaller than me. So I probably could stop here. Like, well, not stop here, but like stop at the end of this and be okay. We'll see when I get there. Because I have another one here. But I know I don't want to go, I don't have the time, nor do I want to make it as big as it would be to like use, to go through like 2 full ones. But I also feel like if I take a little bit out of this, then I won't, there's nothing I could like, this wouldn't leave me with enough to do much else with what remains. So we will see when I get to the end of my current ball cake, if I want to continue or if I want to leave it like as a smaller shawl. I think we're gonna get to like, I'm 5'2½", 3. I think we're gonna get to like pretty much maybe right at my arm span, and then of course it's gotta be blocked. I don't know how much blocking this will. I don't want to block it too aggressively and mess up the bobbles. You know, we'll see. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. I purposely got a one that had 2 colors of, because you get these, you know. The first time I ordered these, I didn't have any duplicates. Like I ordered 10 and I got 10 different ones. The second time I ordered it, I got a few duplicates, maybe all duplicates, because you know they come in 2 packs. They were either all 5 of them, because I got 10 again. I got 5 2-packs. They either all duplicates or like 4 out of 5 of them or 3 out of 5 of them were duplicates. I don't remember. And then the third time I ordered them, it was like a mismatch. So some of them were duplicates, some of them were not. Probably half and half. So I purposely grabbed one that I knew I had 2 of in case I needed to get into the second cake. I just don't want to go so far into the second cake that I then cannot use the second cake, or, you know, I couldn't finish a whole project with this, you know? So we'll see. I mean, if anything, I can use this again as a knit project, and then it'll go a little further. Like if I'd done this, I mean, this is a yarn eater, so I gotta remember that. So this has got both like shells. Can you guys hear my dogs? I got them like a tug-of-war toy to tug-of-war with each other because they love it. But the ones that they used to have, they would tear up so quickly that I stopped giving it to them, because once it gets to like the stringy shreds, you know, those rope toys, like I'm always afraid of them swallowing the strings and then messing up their intestines. So for a long time I didn't have any tug-of-war toys, except like if I'd pull them down and play with them. But I was like, no, you know, it's better, they can play with each other, they don't have to depend on me. So I got them a new tug-of-war toy, and now they like they're playing with it. But they also like still always bring it to me to tug-of-war. I'm like, no, go play with your brother, like, don't play with me. But they still bring it to me. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I have no clue. Oh yeah. So this is a yarn eater. So it's got shells here. Where's a good place where you can see them? So it's got shells here, right? You see it? And then on top of the shells, you do 3 bobbles. So it's a yarn eater. So I gotta remember that I can do something with the next one that doesn't eat as much yarn. Like maybe a knit semicircle shawl of some sort, or something like even a scarf, like a asymmetrical scarf. I could do that. Yeah. Okay, so I ain't gonna worry too much about the color. I mean, about going into the next ball. We'll just make it until it's big enough. So I think I'm on vacation, like I said. Today was my first day of vacation. I still had to hop back in to work on a few things, just because I had so much work to do that I had to wrap I still have to wrap some stuff up. But I took this time off, so there's no like official daily duties. Like I can get that work done without being bombarded with having to do my other work. So I will do that. Work on this all today, tomorrow, Friday. I'm going to a brunch, but I can probably take this with me. And then Saturday, so that'll give me time to get it done, weave in ends, which won't have too many, and then wash it. Where are the washing instructions? Machine wash and lay flat to dry. Okay, makes sense. Anyway, yeah, that was my little catch up on my Christmas crocheting. So once I'm done with these, I am not going to lay down the hook, but I'm definitely going to give it a bit of a rest. I have been neglecting my needles lately, and I feel it. I miss knitting every day. I know crochet is so good for just getting stuff done, and but I miss knitting every day. So I'm definitely going to give my needles some more love once I get these done. So I'll still be crocheting probably smaller things like hats and things. I mean, I'll still crochet other stuff too, because like it's, you know, something shiny. As soon as like a cool something shows up on my feed, I'm gonna be like, I want to make that. So let's not pretend I'm not gonna delve into some other big crochet project, but I do want to definitely give more time to my needles and to my knitting, and tackle some of the things that have been on my bucket list for years. Excuse me. I get some tea. I'm weird, so when I drink tea, I leave my I've always done this. I've been drinking tea since I was a toddler. I've always left my tea bag in, and then I always leave the spoon in for some reason. I do that with my coffee every day too. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. I hope everyone has a great Christmas. I've been kind of following some of you guys' like Vlogmas and Advent things. I will admit I'm not a huge Vlogmas person, like, or I'm not super into Advents either, like, at all. The only ones that I think are super cool are some people, I noticed some creators have like done swaps, like kind of Advent swaps with other creators, like giving them scrap yarn or whatever that they use for a project, or people like have been like randomly pulling out scrap yarn that they've been using for a project for Christmas, like for kind of Vlogmas. I think those are really cool. Like openings and stuff, like kind of Advents put together, those are not as interesting to me. But I'm glad everyone's been having a lot of fun with that. And I'm loving like seeing you guys so excited. Hope everyone has a great Christmas. Oh, has a great New Year's. I'll probably will pop back on and show you guys this once it's done. And then whatever I get up to next week, we'll see. But until then, I will see you guys later. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Lots of new subscribers lately. Creeping really, really close to 500, which is mind-blowing. I might be at a year now. I have to check the date. I either started like at the end of December or beginning of January, so I'll have to check the date. But my anniversary, podiversary, whatever you call it, is quickly approaching. And so I just want to thank everyone that has joined me on this journey this year, everyone that's put up with like all of my rambling, especially those of you that put up with those few early videos. I will not even watch those ever again in my life. I am so sure they were just a hot mess. I remember watching back my first video, and I like spent the whole time like touching my hair and my face and going and I still almost never look at the camera after a year. So it's just a learning thing. But you guys have been super welcoming. Everyone that's watched and commented and liked and etc. A couple people that I was like shouted me out there. Really appreciate you guys. My very first subscriber, Crystal from Chronically Crocheting. You guys, she was gone for a while. She's back, or she's been back, and put out a few videos. So hey, you guys hop over and check her out because she's the sweetest and she's cool. Anyway, for the 4th or 5th time in this video, have a great Christmas. I appreciate everyone, and I cannot wait to see you guys on the flip side. All right, bye.